Hello, my loves. Happy Thursday. I'm coming on at last to do this week's weekly energy reading. This energy reading is so super late, and I just didn't know whether or not I should even bother to do it. But I was like, you know what? I'm sure that there is some kind of message that I can bring forward, even though it's late in the week, that people need to hear, that people would benefit from. So here I am at last. So if this is your first time watching one of my videos, thank you so much for coming to my channel and checking this video out. My name is Stef, and I am the Psychic Soul Alignment Coach. And what I do is I work with spiritual people and spiritual entrepreneurs to help them to do very deep levels of healing in order to help them to powerfully align with more of who they truly are on a soul level, on a higher self level, so that they can create success in all areas of their lives. And basically, I just help people to do very deep healing, to peel away lots of limiting beliefs, fears, traumas, insecurities, so that more of their true self can come through. And that's what my work is all about. That's what a lot of the videos that I do here on my channel are all about. They're all about doing healing, mindset work, spiritual entrepreneurship, manifesting, those kinds of things. I'm like, what else? There's one more, but I can't remember. So and typically I do these weekly energy readings on Mondays on Facebook, on my Facebook business page, and then I upload them to YouTube on Tuesdays. But I'll be honest with everyone, who's watching. It's like the energy lately has been really kicking my butt. I've been going through a little mini dark night of the soul and have just taken a step back from a lot of things. And to be honest, even doing these videos that I normally do here on my channel, I have videos that I usually upload on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And doing my best to find the energy, the strength, the motivation to do those videos has been a bit of a challenge the last couple of weeks as I've gone through this process. And that's why this video is a little bit late. But I'm happy I did the November energy reading at least. So if you haven't yet seen the November energy reading video, that is to give you a general overview of what to expect this month. Then be sure to go check that out. I think it will be here on this side, the cards. Hopefully I'm pointing in the right direction. And you can go watch that afterwards. But this video today is for this week, November 2nd through the 8th. Okay? So that is what this message is about today. So I'll try to keep this as short as possible, but you never know with me. My videos are usually 20 minutes long, and that's short. Sometimes they're 40 minutes long, sometimes they're an hour. I give so much value here on my channel, just so many free teachings and things to help you with your journey. I have plenty of playlists that you can check out on how to create your impact, how to, go through the process of spiritual awakening and ascension and create your dream life and all kinds of stuff, spiritual activism, all kinds of things. So feel free to check out the videos that I have here on my channel, the playlist, so that you can benefit from all of this free knowledge and wisdom and things that I got going here for you. All right, so that was a really long intro, but I appreciate you hanging out with me still. You can go to the settings here on YouTube on the video to speed up the video in case you ever need it, because I know my videos are a little bit lengthy sometimes for some people. Anyway, so when I tuned in and I asked what we needed to know for this week's weekly energy reading, I immediately heard the word chaos. And I was like, well, that makes sense for this week and how it's unfolded for me and some people that I know. So chaos has been the theme, but they gave me a specific sentence. It's like, out of chaos in you is reborn, right? There's probably another way to explain that kind of same topic, but you get what I mean here, is that chaos is necessary sometimes. And basically the message for this week is that we're all currently going through, oh my goodness, this woman has a tank top in this cold weather. I'm like, girl, you crazy? I'm over here freezing my butt off over here, trying to learn to embrace the cold and surrender and just be like, this is the cold and I'm going to love it now. And I'm not going to resist it. But homegirl's over there wearing a tank top. And I'm like, and she's on a bicycle. I'm like, girl, you crazy. All right, sorry. Got distracted. So, yes, this week's energy. Okay. So what's going on is that we're always on this constant journey of coming back to more of who we truly are. And we're now going through this process of powerfully releasing another layer of ourselves that we have been needing to let go of for a minute now. And we're always releasing, especially if we're doing the work, we're always releasing like bits and pieces of this stuff that we're not to come back to our truth. But it's like right now we're like really stripping away like a strong layer, a thick layer, like that final piece of this thing that we've been working through, right? And it maybe hasn't wanted to leave, like this part of ourselves, or we've had resistance to letting it go, or whatever's going on there. And so because it's like this last little bit that is going to massively change our perspective of ourselves, of how we carry ourselves, of how we live our lives, of how we do things, of how we approach things, right? Of our desires and stuff. Because it's like massively changing our lives from here forward, we're going through this process of chaos in that state of like shifting out of this old self, this old way of being and doing, and shifting into this new. There's like the transition part is a little bit chaotic right now. And what's coming to my mind right now is kind of like a business merger. That's when two companies come together and they join forces and they become one. But in that merger of the companies, or that, it's a merger, right? Like one company has its way of doing things and the other company has its way of doing things, and they have like, similar areas or whatever. And now they're going to have to like restructure all of that, maybe release some people, that are like redundant in terms of work that they do or whatever, and then like maybe bring in new people, whatever it is. And all of that like restructuring process and stuff is going to be a bit messy in the beginning, right? And there might be some confusion, there might be some things lost, there might be some processes that are slower than normal, or whatever it is in that process of having that merger happen. And as people are getting accustomed and acclimated to whatever the new structure is going to be for the company right now that it's combined forces, right? So that's kind of what we're going through right now. Here's homegirl with the tank top. I'm like, girl, you crazy. It's too cold up in here. All right. She is brave. Okay. So this is what's going on, is that we are literally going through a kind of ego death on some level for some of us. We are literally breaking free from powerful chains that we've been attached to or chained up to. We are busting through some fears right now, some major fears. And this is not something for you to worry about. That's what my guides said twice, is like, no need to worry. This is not something for you to worry about. Because when we're going through this whole stage of maybe confusion and mixed feelings and highs and lows and not having direction or purpose or whatever it is, we're just kind of in a limbo as we're figuring this out, depending on how it's affecting you. That kind of throws us off a bit. There's two turkey vultures flying over my head. So it kind of throws us off because as humans with minds and egos and stuff, we want to know the direction we're headed in. We want to be able to predict that. We want to feel secure by knowing like where we're at and where we're going, you know? And when we don't have that, because everything's just a little bit topsy-turvy right now, we're not clear, we feel lost or confused, or emotions or fears or whatever, like all of this intensity is coming up for us, right? When we're going through that process, it can stress us out because we don't have that stability, that clarity, that certainty, that path that we normally have that makes us feel safe and grounded and secure and like everything's going to be okay. And when we go through these processes, it's okay. It's okay to go through those processes, through the turmoil or the chaos. It's okay, and we need to be mindful or remember to embrace that's part of the process. You see, a lot of times we forget that life is like seasonal. We have the different seasons of the year. We have even different stages of our lives as humans, right? We go from being an infant to a teen to a young adult to, an older adult, and then we die. And, with seasons as well, things change, like spring, things blossom. Summer, they're like blooming or whatever, like really, lively and stuff. Then fall comes and they start kind of, dying, and then winter and they're like gone. Hello, little dog. Hello. It's like the second dog today that's come up to me. I love being in the park. Came right up to me. That was so cool. All right. So this is how it is like life is not always going to be a clear, direct, clean-cut path where we're always going to know what the next thing is. We're always going to know what to do. We're always going to have everything be, neat and organized and structured. It doesn't always work that way. Part of the beauty of life is that it can be messy sometimes. And that messiness or that chaos or that destruction is beautiful and it's important and it serves a purpose. And so right now it's serving a powerful purpose for all of us, even though it may not feel comfortable right now. It's serving this powerful purpose. It's helping us to break free from those fears or to face those fears at last that maybe we've been resisting facing. There are lots and lots of people. Whoa, lots of like seagulls. Hold on a second. Let me see if you can see this. Ooh, hold on. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm taking that as a sign. I don't know how many of those there are, but it's like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, like at least 16 or 17 of these little seagull type fish, or not fish, but birds. But I don't think they're seagulls. They had different wings. They're like some other bird I don't know the name of. But anyway, see, don't you just love it when I do these videos out here? Like, it just gets really interesting. Like, that's what you guys have let me know recently. It's like, it's always interesting when I'm out in the open with people. It really is. All right, so back to what I was saying, right? The beauty of it all is it all serves a purpose. And with fears, a lot of times people generally avoid facing their fears, or they avoid stepping into their power around their fears. I know that's definitely been my case, straight up, right? I'm not one to avoid my fears. I will move towards them. I will willingly move towards them a lot of times. But stepping into your power around your fears, that's a different thing. And so what's happening now is that we're being asked to face those fears, to really be able to peel back that layer, that identity that we need to let go of, or we need to step into our power around our fears to really become who we truly are on this greater level. Or we need to, this discomfort, this chaos, this destruction that we're going through, is helping us to break free from chains, like old limiting beliefs or paradigms or ways of being and stuff that just kept us playing small and not living our lives to the fullest, or going after our dreams, or doing the things that we really desire to do in life, right? So then we have this, like, also this ego death, that we're all going through, where maybe we have been so accustomed to being a certain way identifying with that ego, with that personality that our ego believes is us. But that can't work anymore. It can't function anymore. And the universe isn't giving you any wiggle room to try to go back to this old way. To try to go back to your old way of doing things or your old way of being. And because you can't go back, you literally have to move forward. Your ego's dying. And that's where the chaos is, and the destruction, and the fear, and the things. Because maybe your ego's like, but I want to, keep doing it this way, or I want to, keep being this way, or whatever it is. And it's like, can't do that anymore. Different reality. You have no choice but to be different here, So that's what's happening right now with this energy this week, is that we're really just releasing a lot of old stuff that we really need to let go of. Parts of us are dying that we've been maybe unwilling to let go of, either consciously or unconsciously. And I know for me personally, like a lot of times I'm consciously trying to release things, consciously, but subconsciously I'm still holding on, like dang. And so then things have to happen for me to be assisted in releasing things, which has been my whole life this last couple of weeks. That has really shown me that more powerfully than ever. So that's what we're going through, right? This week. But don't worry, this is part of the process. It's literally like what also I was given as an example to share with everyone today is like, I live in a big city. I live in Lima, Peru, and construction companies will often buy homes here that still happen to exist in the city, and they'll buy them if they're big enough so that they can construct new apartment buildings, right? Because it's a very quickly growing city. And of course, when they're like buying those old houses in order to build new apartments, they have to demolish those old houses. They have to completely tear down that old foundation, that old structure in order to build the new. This is what we're doing right now at this time, is that we're literally having to demolish the old self, the old foundation, the old ways of being. And in that demolition phase, it's chaotic, it's uncomfortable, it's different, it's new, and we don't exactly know how it's going to look like afterwards. And maybe that's scary, or what to expect, or all of this other stuff. But that's what it is. Like if you want to build that nice, beautiful, luxury apartment that's like 20 stories tall or something, you got to get rid of your old, decrepit house. I don't know how else to put it. And so this is what it is that this is part of our rebirthing process. This is part of breaking free from the old stuff. And towards probably the end of the week, maybe some of you have been feeling it already. I know I started feeling it today, which is why I'm finally doing this video. Better late than never. But towards, the end of the week, you're gonna tend to feel lighter, clearer, more aligned. And yeah, that's what's gonna happen. But you have to go through this moment first. You have to go through this process first of feeling whatever comes up, facing whatever comes up, or dealing with whatever comes up, processing whatever it is. Like you have to go through this process first before you can have that clarity. It's kind of like being in a storm. So many analogies for you guys today. But you're going through the storm, and you're in the middle of the ocean and it's all crazy, but then once the storm passes, then the sunlight comes and shines through, and it's beautiful and it's amazing, right? And it's peaceful and it feels great. And that's kind of like what you have to go through. You have to go through the storm first. So yeah, that's the message for today. I really hope that this has helped you. And I pulled a card before I started doing this video to see if there were any additional messages, and I got this card, which is Krishna. It says devotion, trust your spiritual guidance, your commitment has been recognized, you are loved unconditionally, and the message says you have a deep spiritual connection and must trust the guidance that's coming through. Your devotion to the spiritual path has been recognized. It may feel as if you've been on a mental, emotional battlefield, but there are sweet messages of hope around you now. Krishna is here to boost your sense of connection to the divine and encourage you to act from your soul. If a decision needs to be made, ask yourself what will honor your soul and those around you. If you can choose the best for all involved, then you will feel even closer to the divine. And that, my dears, is it for this weekly energy reading. I really hope that this has helped you. If you haven't yet checked out my November energy reading, be sure to check that out, because I talked about this first week as well on some level in that energy reading. So go up to the card somewhere. Hopefully I'm pointing in the right place to go watch that afterwards. If you enjoyed this message today, give this video a thumbs up, a like wherever you're watching from. Be sure to share it out with anyone that you feel could benefit from this message. Let me know what you thought of this message today, how it resonated with you. Are you feeling this energy? Are you still in the thick of it? Are you coming out on the other side? Share with me below. We're all going through this on some level. And I would really love to hear from you. And I just love knowing I'm not the only one. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell notification button as well. Change your settings to all so that you never miss out on a notification from my channel, so that you never miss out on any free content. And that's basically it for my video today. So thank you so much for your time. I will see you soon. And yeah, take care. Bye-bye.